Shalom, shalom. We gonna start soon. Y'all, in the chat got a lot of jokes. It's all good though. Y'all really impatient, but I'm not chief late. That's all I gotta say. Maybe an hour late, but it's all good. I was waiting for one of the colleagues to show up. That's all. And I was looking for some other videos because I'm incorporating some videos today. But it's all good. We just gonna move in the spirit. Oops. You see? Kashab knows what's going on. Love is patient. Teach these people love, brother. But yeah, you can like and share the video. Like I said, we're gonna start it in 1 second. Listen, I don't know what late is to y'all, but we've been live for 20 minutes, so I'm glad y'all waited, Let's see.
Shalom, Sitar. Shalom to the nation.
So let me share my screen. Can y'all see this? Oh, yeah, y'all can see this. Well, first and foremost, I want to give call hello Yahweh, Bashem Mashiach Yahushai. So praise to the Heavenly Father. Name is Yahweh. Name is only begotten Son, who the world is going to be called Jesus Christ. Let me have this knucklehead here.
Shalom, Michael.
Shalom.
Shalom, family.
We're going to go into the title of the lesson. And I just seen this $2 holla from Tanya Haradas. This continuous supporter of all pages. Shout out to that sister. All praise to the Most High Yahweh for the donation. But yeah, like and share the video. Like I said, I'm still trying to keep up with the live schedule every Sunday. But people gonna watch it back anyway, so the spirit, Lord willing. So yeah, let's just go right into it. This is clearly titled "The Time Is Now to Get Right with Yahweh." And that's always been the time, ever since we came into this knowledge. Why? Because first of all, we're still in captivity. Second of all, we're still being oppressed. Third of all, we need to get out of this place. That's the main goal. The sooner we get right, the sooner we'll get out of Babylon, mystery Babylon, things like that. And the recompense of the nations will occur. You know what I mean? So that's the main objective with us coming back into this knowledge and heritage and learning as we grow. But it couples that with learning your enemy and realizing you have an enemy, because a lot of people don't think the white man's the enemy, or Asians, or Arabs and things like that. They're all loving, which is madness to me. Oops. What the hell? How the hell is it still on? Anyways. Bro, what the hell? That made no sense. This thing's tweaking. Oh, here we go. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna start off with a couple of scriptures, and then I'm gonna go into a couple of the videos that I have lined up. Hopefully, I don't last 2-3 hours like I did last time, but either way, we're just gonna go in, and like I said, we're gonna answer questions in the future as well. Shalom to everybody coming in and the return viewers. So Time is now to get right with Yahweh. Let's see where this goes. So, the first scripture, Revelation 12:12, we're familiar with. Excuse me. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. And this is how you prove heaven is just not a spiritual realm. Because it's saying, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because you know that he had but a short time. Now we understand the devil would be the Caucasian race, Edomites of the Bible. You know what I mean? That's pretty self-explanatory to us. And it goes to show through his methods, what he's done over time to our people, along with the rest of the world, pretty much, that he's pretty wicked. And knowing that he has a spiritual deity on his side, Satan, giving him his orders, instructions, things like that, we shouldn't be surprised of how wicked he can be and why we need to avoid him at all costs and get right with the Most High before this end time judgment happens. So the next verse, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Now, this is where I'm going to go into the first clip of the day. Let's talk about Satan's devices. Let's see. I want to start. Well, let's just work backwards because I have a few videos queued up. And like I said, if you watch movies and have eyes to see and ears to hear, you probably notice the esoteric undertones to most of these movies that have to do with the future plans that these people have. Who's heard of the 15-minute cities in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of 15-minute city. Two people so far. Two people don't. Never heard of 15-minute city. Interesting. All right, not a problem. So the car in Tazaki, I heard of 15-minute cities.
Shatara, I ain't heard of him.
Lord in Christ. Where have you guys been? Well, I guess you'll be learning as well. It's all good though. Let's look at the first video. This is a little short from Redacted. This is a good channel, actually. Redacted is kind of like an independent journalist page, but they're pretty popular, you know what I mean? So if you go there, you'll basically get some sources and some up-to-date information on everything that's happening globally. Obviously, they're covering the 15-minute city in this clip, but overall, it's good on international information because, you know, the American media is not going to tell the full truth. And like I said, this is a pretty popular page for sure. There's 132,000 views 9 months ago. So this has been in the works for a while, but I'm just going to go into it, let y'all hear it.
Protests are popping up around the world.
But this is why I started dunking, because you see how
what the hell?
Protests are popping up around the world against something called 15-minute cities. What is it?
So protests are happening all on the road, but 15-minute cities. So what are these about? It's going to go in.
15-minute city. If the World Economic Forum could lay out its perfect design for humanity, it would look like this. You would never leave your house. You would get rid of your car. You would ride your bike everywhere. You would walk to everything you needed within a 15-minute radius of your home, right? The pharmacy, the grocery store, grandma, school, everything would be within 15 minutes of your home.
Shouldn't market forces take control of that? If it's getting too crowded in a city, either people can bike or there should be some kind of innovation. There
Subway.
are private market forces that are at work to solve this. For the government to say, nope, you can't.
Right.
We need to solve it.
When government forces you into something, a way of living, when has it actually ever worked out? The answer is never. Can anyone think of an example where the government forced you to do something and it worked out?
Lockdowns, that was fun. That was sarcasm. I don't want to go back into lockdown.
So that was just a brief snippet on 15-minute cities. And like you said, they want everything within arm's reach. So basically they can monitor everybody. That's the overall objective. They want to be able to track everybody. And that's when, if you see the clip of the person going into like the grocery, not the grocery store, but the like convenience store, like a 7-Eleven or, you know, gas station, and they had like the chip readers and the what's it called, the what's the little scanner, like the red scanner, like you have to scan your hand, or motion, it's a motion sensor, like locked fridge and things like that. They're setting it up for that, you know what I mean? So obviously within the 15-minute city, like I said, they're gonna have your school, your job, pretty much, grocery stores, anything that's in reach for you to utilize. You don't have to move that far. But like I said, it's all about control because they can monitor people, facial recognition. And like I said, when the ship comes, it's going to be even worse because that's when they can be able to track you even further. And if you go against the grain too much, guess what? Push the button on that RFID chip with cyanide. And that's actually the next clip I want to get into. So let's go to that. And it's in the movie. I'm going to go to the movie. Who's seen Kingsman? Put a one in the chat if you've seen Kingsman. And have y'all seen Kingsman? Since y'all don't know about 15-minute city.
Well, I haven't seen Kingsman either.
No, I haven't seen it.
You guys are just...
It's on Amazon or
all you gotta do is look it up. Kingsman. There's two movies. There's been two movies so far, and they both pretty much go into the same thing for the most part. But yeah, y'all need to get on your toes with these movies because they tell on themselves all the time, just like they tell on themselves in the media. They have these rappers tell the program every now and then, but the movies are the biggest place to see their plans for the future and whatnot. So I'm gonna go to one of the clips. And then Samuel Jackson plays a villain in the first movie, but that's not the clip I want to go into. See, the tech billionaire's mind controls people's minds using free SIM cards. That's how they're going to play it. And that's how they're going to do it with the RFID chip. Monitor your health, monitor your funds. But all you need is just a chip in you. And that's why they're having all these fake hacks and things like that. But let's just watch the clip. You know what I mean? Because actually, no, this is too long. I'm not going to play this long clip. This is too long, actually. I don't really play that for 11 minutes. Where is it at? Yeah, it's a phone signal scene. I just had it. Okay, here it is.
Flexible.
Yeah.
Remember those implants you said were of no use to us? Any chance you can turn them on?
Wait.
My turn to play, Valentine.
So this is already like kind of past everything. This is the end of the movie. But that's his friend that was on the airplane going to the computer. And these are the enemies, obviously. They're about to try to kill this quote-unquote agent, you know what I mean? The Secret Service, to try to stop the plot. And he said they're about to turn on the chip. So let's see what happens. Oh, who caught that? You see that? The RFID chip right there. He took his out, so let's see what happens.
Oh no! What the fuck is he? I can't stop this.
And of course, all the movies end with the hero winning. So what he does is just isolate the people that are evil, and this only activates their chip. So by the time he activates the overall, I guess, sequence, if you want to call it that, they get the end result of what he wants to happen to the people that already have the chip, which is they put it in the phones or whatnot in the SIM card, like you said.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Activate security implants? What do you think the security implants are? Of course, they're the RFID chip. They're just putting it as security implants in this movie. But if you watch the whole movie, you'll see how Samuel L. Jackson has all of it in the phones at this time. And then obviously, who the hell? Where's it at? Oh, and they basically control everybody through these new technology that they put which in the phones. And now you said at this particular time they have it in implant in your neck. You'll see it in a second.
Yes, please.
Oh, he's glitching. Ooh, what's that? It's in his neck. Now this is obviously symbolic because people's heads are going to be exploding in this time frame, even though they probably couldn't do that. But like I said, we know for a fact at this time they have cyanide in the RFID chips. So it's a similar ending. You're going to die within moments of the cyanide getting released to your bloodstream. And this is again going into what Satan's devices. Don't get this from through. You know, they put it in a fun way because it's just a movie. You know what I mean? They can't have blood and gore in most of these movies like that, but you get the point. And these are people in power, right? They're showing Congress or some type of Oval Office, something like, well, not Oval Office, but some type of conference room. These aren't regular people getting killed. Military and government officials. The elite. That's where his office was, Samuel L. Jackson and the people that were, you know, on the inside pretty much looking out, laughing at everybody else, but they reversed it on him, you know what I mean? Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, that is fucking spectacular. Merlin, you're a fucking genius. Merlin.
You know? That's just one movie. You know? So that goes to show, like, they already have this situated in reference to what they have planned. And like I said, that's just for the people that take the chip, that are susceptible to the mark of the beast, that want to get down with the beast, which is mostly all of Christianity. They have no idea about, you know, the future plans of America. They'll probably fall right in line, thinking that everything's going to be God's plan, and oh my God, this is perfect time, and they can save us. But no, it's all for deception and things like that. Yeah, exactly. Jada Kingsworth from England. So yeah, they're just making it seem like it's over there, but it's really going to be in America first and foremost. But obviously, America is coupled with America being part of the 10 horns and things like that. But Oh yeah, fair use, Salakia. You know, the opinion knows what's going on. But anyways, I have another clip for y'all. Now, this is another question for the soldiers on the panel. Have you seen Gamer?
La.
No, negative. I haven't seen.
You haven't seen it either?
No, sir.
Oh my God, where?
Either.
Y'all are terrible. What have y'all been doing with yourselves? How you haven't seen Gamer either? Like this is a powerful movie, but it's the same aspect actually. You know what I mean? Let's go in. And of course, this is what's buddy name? I forgot his name. Something Russell or Russell Crowe? Is it Russell Crowe? Oh no, Gerald Butler. Yeah, Gerald Butler. See, I don't want to save or play all these clips. So let's just start here.
This year, she'll.
You know,
This guy will.
I wanted to thank you for.
now in this scene, this is the in the scene. Obviously, 10 or 11 clips. This is the mastermind behind it. Gerard Butler's the basically. Long story short, Gamer is pretty much like a. I guess you can say similar to like the Matrix aspect, but the objective was this dude was actually in the game playing as a gamer, but he's a person. Obviously, you can see he's a person. But they were being controlled by wealthy, you know, like teenagers in a sense, or people with money in like a virtual way. But they're real people, like literally dying in the game. So he's like the number one player in the game, and he breaks out of the simulation, and he's like it's pretty much like I said in the Matrix in that aspect to where they're living like they're hiding in tunnels and underground, and you know they're looking like bums and stuff and things like that. So that's pretty much how they have to do it. And then he like is like the key component into saving the whole I guess I don't want to say world, but this particular structure in society. And this guy knows who he is, obviously. So I guess he kidnapped this girl that he had befriended. So he's trying to save her. But this is like the last scene to where he invites him to his location, and obviously he's a mastermind. So he still has I don't want to say a chip in him, but he's under control pretty much. But he just breaks out. So he goes back into this facility, and let's see what happens.
Lead me to them, by the way. The humans is cell, that is. I killed most of them. Of course, sooner or later they'd be whistling my tune just like everybody else. But meantime, it was that little cracker program they dreamed up that got my attention. That was a genuine nuisance, no doubt about it.
See how they're like playing on space being fake, just walking through a quote unquote galaxy, if you want to call it that.
One thing even they didn't know, though, I'm wired too. I replaced 98% of my own noodle with nanotissue years ago. But mine's different. It's built to send, to transmit, whereas every other nanocell that I put out there, including the ones in your head, Cable, designed to receive. I think it.
See, he put the technology designed to receive. That's it. You know what I mean? Because he can control everything.
You do it.
Terry Crews, Lord in Christ. I forgot he was in this movie.
We're talking every Slayer, everyone in Society City. I believe your better half would fall under that category, provided they're within range of my transmitters.
Very nice, Castle. So you got an army of psychotics and deviants to dance around for you.
You're thinking small, Cable, but not as small as me. See, nanocells are real small, 1,000 times smaller than these dust particulates. You inhale it, they go to work, replicate.
Who's heard of that before? I know y'all heard of the nanotechnology. I'm pretty sure they haven't released it yet, but they have been saying nanotechnology is basically where they can control you through the nanobots, and they're gonna put it in the air, things like that. But let's get back to the clip, because like I said, this is a little bit longer than the other one.
Spreading like a virus, multiplying in exponentials. 6 months' time, I could have 100 million people converted, ditch diggers.
See, you have 100 million people converted. Why? Because the nanotechnology is from them. They can control everything by getting into your system. And like I said, everybody was thinking, oh, the C-19 was kind of like the mark of the beast, things like that. But that was just a test run for sheep and guppies. Oh my God, I have to get this shot just to survive and just to heal me, things like that. And like I said, maybe it did help a couple people. One of my family members said it helped her. I was like, oh, all right, well, if that's what happened, I guess the Most High, put it in your way. She's still kicking and alive. I'm happy for that. That's my family, obviously, but I'm not taking it.
Foreign stars and presidents. Not one would be the wiser. 100 million people who buy what I want them to buy and vote how I want them to vote. Do pretty much damn well anything I figure they ought to do.
That's how they want to maneuver right now, without the control. Be the sheeple. Tune into mainstream media news and believe everything they put on TV about who we go to war with, what their atrocities they've done, but turn a blind eye to your home field country and what they've done over time in history and how they've lied and manipulated everybody. So it all goes hand in hand.
For instance.
And 100 million people isn't a lot of people, but we know for a fact, that the Georgia Guidestones that they destroyed last year, the main goal was what? Who remembers how much people they wanted on the earth in the Georgia Guidestones? Who remembers in the chat? I haven't seen they clone Tyrone. I should have watched it though. I haven't watched it yet. 500 million. That's how much they want on the earth after everything's said and done. So the movie's saying he wants 100 million people in his control, but it's not too far from the elites. 500 million people isn't a lot of people if you want to really think about it. If right now we're at 8 billion, that's less than 5%. You know what I mean? Or is that 10%? No, that's not even 10% of 8 billion. You know what I mean? So just imagine. And obviously, like I said, all he did was use his mind to control Terry Crews to attack him. Because he said he built 98, or he took out 98% of his own brain function, so he can control everybody that way. So all you have to do is think about things, and people react, and that's why Terry Crews is attacking him now.
For instance.
You see, but they're still real people, so they can feel the pain even though they're under control. Damn, it had the black man die. See? I want to show the other clip, but that might not be something I can find that quick. But yeah, that's pretty much the game plan the game plan overall, the end result that they want to achieve in America and obviously eventually globally, you know what I mean? Because if our people don't get right, then this is what we can expect. And we know there's going to be race wars, prison camps, things like that. And that's actually goes into the next and final video that I pulled up finally. So let me go here because I only pulled up 3 clips. But like I said, we can definitely go into a lot of different things. But this is what I want to end with before I start going back into the Bible. Um, where's it at? Oh yeah, here we go. This is actually one of the longer clips too, but y'all had something to say, Jazak and Jakora?
No.
Yeah, I need to watch some of these movies. And this actually is one of the crazier videos because this family, they actually killed his whole family over this because it was an independent film. It's this guy right here. I forgot his name. Is his name on here? What's his name? No, that's not it. What's his name? Is it on here? Long story short, this dude was like an ex-military guy. It's 2017, and he was writing the script. He was shooting it with his own money about the police state, like I said, the gray state. That's what it's called. And you don't see why they killed him because he was bringing out a lot of information. And I'm gonna have to show this clip too. We'll see how, but it's only a minute long. But you're gonna see what happens. And they try to say it was a murder suicide. He killed him and his wife and his kids, which is what they always say. But let's just watch and see. And mind you, this all goes into Satan's devices and the plans of America, especially, and how the devil's gonna move. Shut down. Travel suspended. We've seen that before.
Since last night's declaration.
Martial law declared. That hasn't happened in America as of yet, but that's going to happen for sure. And what's at the bottom? RFID chip manufacturers working overtime to fulfill orders. Wow. When society falls, look at what's that right there? FEMA. All the people trying to get into FEMA. Isn't that ironic? UN boxes, UN trucks. The UN coming to save everybody. Barbed wire fences. Everybody clamoring to get inside. It's reverse psychology. Once you go in there, it's over. What's the other thing? Out of stock. Let me get that verse real quick while I'm playing this video because that was. Oh no, that's in the Apocrypha. Where's the Apocrypha at? Salakia. Let me get that real quick. What was that? Y'all niggas ain't on mute, so who's talking?
Oh, Salakia.
Is you gonna say something?
No, I'm saying you talking about the storehouses, right? You talking about that scripture?
Yeah. Let me see. Salakia. Second Ezra 6. just to go with this particular scene right here. 2nd Ezra 6. And I'm going to share my screen on the Bible verse too, but stop this real quick. Go into the Bible. 2nd Ezra 6 and 18. And it said, Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So this is talking about the last days, of course, because our affliction is still going on right now. So Most High is going to start visiting us at the end times, which is essentially at this particular time. Because we know Ezekiel 38 is unfolding slowly but surely. So it's coinciding with end time prophecy, basically showing that America, aka Babylon, Mystery Babylon, is going to be our last captivity under Esau. And that's obviously different scriptures on that. But and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament. And we reference that from our particular understanding. That's talking about the internet, because obviously everybody's going to be able to go online, see the Bible, get the proper understanding, use the tools, like you said, the Blue Letter Bible, Bible Hub, things like that. And the book shall be open in the firmament, and they shall see all together, see the camp, see all the people teaching the Bible, any Hebrew lessons, things like that, history going into the tribes, all that type of stuff. All that's going to be able to be seen by the same people and shared at an astronomical rate. So that's our understanding. People can say other things, but I've never heard anybody else break down the Bible or this particular verse in any other fashion for the most part. But if somebody has alternative understanding, hey, we're open to hear. But this is the main part, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, when every man heareth shall be suddenly afraid. So let's go back here. It says the sown places shall appear unsown. What's this scene that I just showed where I stopped it at? Shalom, Ratazak, KOI Israelites. Audiakim. Appreciate the your time in watching, you know what I mean? So let's go back. The sown places will appear unsown, out of stock. Look at her mouth, jaw drop. Coming in there with a full cart, acting like she gonna get some things out of there. Madness. That's an Edom, so we don't care about her. But let's just keep going. Those who panic, who's gonna panic? We already seen everybody at that gate. Everybody at that UN gate. Everybody here is panicking because the food's right there, right? The water's right there. The food and shelter and clothing is all in this building. But why is there military here? Like, it's supposed to be a welcoming place, But it's not. It won't be. Whoa. Let's go back. Like I said, this is an independent film. A regular movie wouldn't put this in a film. Those who panic die first. Let me get a verse, actually. Let me get a verse. It's in Job. Let me get that. Job 5 and 19.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was just saying that was the scripture I was thinking about too.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All praises. A little power in you after all. Job 5 and 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. So there's going to be a lot of things and all the obstacles during this time frame. The lack of food, the lack of water, the lack of shelter, the money system crashing. And what does it say? Those who panic die first. You don't have the trust in the Most High. You trust in Esau. You trust in the system. You trust in Babylon. Guess what? You're gonna die first because you're being retarded, thinking that the government, the American government, haven't had this plan for over 100 years already. They already know what's going to happen because, first of all, Satan's on their side. They tell them their side of the plans, but the trick is Satan don't tell them that the Most High is in control of them, deceiving them. Idiot. There goes the American flag. Wait a minute. Who represents FEMA? Who knows who the FEMA troops are? Are they American? Are the FEMA troops American?
It's the UN, right?
I would say, what's that?
It's the UN.
Exactly. The UN isn't necessarily American, but the UN troops can be anybody from any country. You know what I mean? But FEMA is quote unquote an American system. But that's the thing. They have FEMA troops from different countries, and that's how they're going to basically have no sympathy for the American people. You know what I mean? Who remembers when that big warship crossed under the Bay Bridge, or the was it not the Bay Bridge, but the Golden Gate Bridge years back? Who remembers that? And they had them tanks on the shore right there. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
But that was whose ships were those? Russia, right? Those are Russian ships. Am I correct? So what the hell is going on now? That was less than 10 years ago. Russia had their ship basically sail under the Golden Gate Bridge out here in the Bay where we at. And then all of a sudden we're in conflict with them a few years later. Like what? Like where'd that ship go? Like what the hell? And everybody, well, I don't want to say everybody, but this is a little side piece because I'm going into the knowledge that Esau is trying to, not the knowledge, but the information that Esau is trying to hide. But we was talking to a sister yesterday at camp, and she was knowledgeable about, kind of like the conspiracies, whatever the case may be. And she mentioned 9/11 was an inside job. And if you as an Israelite, if you don't know that yet, then hey, whatever. You believe in the country somehow, some way, whatever. But that's true. And I found out some more information not that long ago either, is that America wasn't even put up to that. It was Israel, the Israeli government, to destabilize the Arabs, because the Israelis don't like the Arabs. They supposedly just bombed what's that? Not Jordan. Who they bombed last week? They bombed where Hezbollah is at, not Yemen. Is it Jordan? It might be Jordan. But anyways, they just bombed over there where Hezbollah is at. But those are Arabs. They're killing Palestinians. Those are quote unquote Arabs, not the real Palestinians. But I'm just saying that to say America went into Afghanistan, Iraq, and things like that on the behest of the Israeli government. Come to find out, because they wanted to stabilize them. You know what I mean? Because they outnumber them. You know what I mean? So guess what? In order to have them under control, they have to have America, the world bully, go into there, destabilize them, get their own dictator there or whatever, and then now Israel has a nuclear arsenal and everybody else can't have one. So I'm saying that to say, as far as the inside job aspect with 9/11, she mentioned what? Building 7. Building 7 is where most of the financial paperwork was. And the day before, they announced that what? $1.5 trillion was missing. $1 trillion. What they do with $1 trillion? Who knows? Who knows what they did with $1 trillion missing that a while ago? And they actually did another audit not too long ago, like I think last year, 2 years ago, and there's even more money missing. Where is it at? What happened? What did they do? What did the American government do with the trillions of dollars? Who knows? Who can give me a good guess? Anybody in the chat?
Ukraine?
No.
No.
I'm talking about 9/11. This is 2001. Ukraine wasn't even thought of.
Okay.
No. They didn't send that to Ukraine. Well, recently, possibly. I'm talking about 2001. Because that's when the trillions of dollars was reported. You know what I mean? I'm talking about back then. Who knows the answer? And who's familiar with how America moves? Man, I got to do some more research. Saudi Arabia got more money than anybody. Like, why would they fund somebody else? Hell no. Why would they fund somebody else? They can just kill somebody and save money. I mean, of course, they probably do fund foreign radicals, but no. They spend all that money on them underground cities. That's what they did. It's like an underground city with all the funding you need. You know what I mean? From east to west. And I was looking for a video earlier, but I don't want to mention it if I can't pull it up. But there's another video that's crazy, but I haven't found it yet. I watched it a while ago, but I haven't found it. I was trying to find it yesterday and today, but I can't find it. But I might bring it up later because it ties into another one of Satan's devices as I referenced. So let's get back to the clip. Let me go back a little bit because I forgot where I was at. Okay, so this is obviously part of the civil unrest, and this goes into 2nd Ezra's 16. Let me go there real quick, just to couple that with the scenes. Like I said, we don't tie in the Bible with everything, as you know. That's our job. Make the Bible come to life. It is a living book of the Israelites and the prophets that we are today, Lord willing. Like I said, we're doing a good job breaking this down. So let's see. 2nd Ezra's.
Hey, Shatar, did you want one of us to read for you?
Yeah, y'all can read if you know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I think it's 2nd Ezra 16, right? And I think 18.
Start at Second Ezra 16. Start at no, 2nd Ezra is 15. 15 and 14.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Oh, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition amongst men.
There'll be sedition amongst men. Go ahead.
And invading one another.
Go ahead.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes. And the
matter of fact, go back up. Salaki, I think I missed when you was reading that part. I was pulling up the Bible. Go back to 15.
15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another.
Yeah, because we know for a fact, based on the prophecy, there is not going to be too much clashing in reference to, outside of the Valley of Jehoshaphat, but over here, there's going to be infighting, civil war, and ultimate war is going to be what? Nuclear war. You know what I mean? So that's not going to be America's downfall, the civil war aspect. But we know people are going to fight and stand against each other because, first of all, people are already at odds with their political views, their religious views, their LGBT rights views, abortion views. we've seen videos of people sitting outside of abortion clinics get harassed and assaulted just because these women and, you know, some people in the rainbow community, they want their quote unquote birthrights and things like that, which is, you know, still madness to us, but that's just one of the ideologies that's going to get people riled up. You know what I mean? Gun laws, things like that. Certain scandals and food crises and water crises. People are going to be mad at the government for that, along with people that are people you would call what's the name of the groups, like the not military groups, but what are people that come home from the military and start their own like
Militias?
plans like that? What's that?
Militias?
Yeah, like militia, exactly, like militias. The militias are going to be basically, you know, ex-military brats, and they want to fight for the government still, thinking everybody's bugged out, and they're homegrown Americans, like, you know, crackers, white people. They're going to be fighting against people in the Civil War as well. So it all ties in. But go ahead.
I had a precept for like for this being a nuclear war too.
What precept?
It's Isaiah 9:5.
Yeah, I was thinking of that already, but it's not necessarily the topic what I want to go into. But just keep reading Second Ezra's.
All right. This is Second Ezra's 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, so the Most High is going to allow these people to go crazy at this point in time, because that's what's already prophesied. Go ahead.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Yes, a man's going to desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? First and foremost, they're going to have the 15-minute cities like we referenced earlier. They're not going to be allowed to go far from their home if they want to travel. Like I said, let's just say, like I said, the grocery store scene as thought. They want to go somewhere else further. They're not going to be able to. That's the control aspect they want to set up. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to go to the grocery store, guess what? If the FEMA camp set up, you can go to the FEMA camp and get trapped in there forever. Make you put a chip in you. You know what I mean? It's all gonna be set up for them to benefit in the long run, the government, in reference to that, the Edomites. You know what I mean? And they already have people on lists, as we all know, if you're familiar with the red and blue list. And they're gonna use the what's it called? The post office for that type of thing. So that's another aspect of their control aspect and mechanism they're going to utilize. But this verse is referencing, like I said, the 15-minute cities. They're going to have blockades up. And that, man, it does tie into the topic I want to go into. Damn. But I can't find a video. Who's heard of, well, just a sidebar, who's heard of the NAFTA superhighway? In the chat, put a one in the chat. We've heard of the NAFTA superhighway. I'm gonna spell it for you. What the hell? NAFTA. NAFTA superhighway. Who's heard of the NAFTA superhighway? YHWH Inland Empire. He's the only one so far. None of y'all heard of the NAFTA superhighway?
No.
Dwayne Scott, you've heard of it before, but I don't know what it is. We're gonna go into it real quick. And that's another, it ties into not be able to go into the city as well. Because Jay Dubs, you've heard of it? But in what fashion? Yeah, because of the video that I tried to find, it doesn't really show what I saw a while ago. They probably took the video down. And like I said, I was going into this, you know, a while ago, but the NAFTA superhighway, Yeah, this is part of it. This is part of it, KOI. Connecting the countries in the land of the North. Yeah, so it's going to be connected from Texas all the way up to Canada through Canada. But it's only going to be a certain amount. It's going to be like less than 10. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find it actually, now that I'm here. Just to give you a visual, because it's going to be crazy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play this video after this. Finish this up real quick, and then I'm gonna go to NAFTA Superhighway. Second Ezra 16 or 15 and 17.
Verse 17: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Go ahead.
For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed,
Mm-hmm.
and men shall be afraid.
The men gonna be afraid. They can't protect their families. They don't have food to eat. They don't have water. They don't have shelter. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
Exactly. It's one for all. Me against you, period. White or black, or Hispanic or Arab or Asian and East Indian. It's going to be all hell, read.
But shall destroy their houses with the sword.
Go ahead.
And spoil their goods.
Exactly. They're going to want everything you got. Give it up, read.
Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Exactly. For the lack of bread and great tribulation, the hell that's going to happen on the earth, they going to try to get they piece of the pie before all hell breaks loose. You know what I mean? Excuse me. So let's go back to the NAFTA Superhighway. Let me see if this video explains it. Because like I said, I was looking up a lot of videos earlier, and it didn't really give me what I wanted to see, because this is actually the map that I saw before, but it's not the video that I wanted. But this might be okay to just watch. You know what I mean?
To talk a little bit about
Let's see.
Super NAFTA and what the Bush administration is.
Oh, this is a terrible. It's all grainy. What the hell? Let me see. Oh yeah, this is a terrible video. This is old.
Planning to lock.
Let me see how it looks on y'all screens. Hold on. Can y'all see that? Nah, I'm gonna go to another video, because this ain't this is like an old. Hold on, when was this? Let me see. How old is this video? It's 15 years ago. See, 2008, 2009. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna play it. Because like I said, this is still somebody explaining it. I don't want to see what she said, because I've never seen this video. But the map is right there. You see, there's only about 5 different strands going out, from all the way from Mexico all the way up. Yeah, the picture's terrible, actually. Hold on, let me see if I can find a better picture. Because that's pretty much all I want to show. But I'm gonna let this play out. Actually, I'm just gonna let this play.
NAFTA in even tighter in this country and across the continent. There's something called the Agreement on Security and Prosperity that is being negotiated by the Bush administration very quietly. No hearings are being held in this Congress. Most Americans have never even heard of the term, but it really is the successor to NAFTA. This Security and Prosperity Agreement, as it is being called, has no democratic underpinning to it. It's being negotiated by the very same elites that negotiated NAFTA.
Interesting. The very same elites. So it's not party strict. It's not a Republican or Democratic idea, because we know these politicians are puppets to the elites.
Look at some of the signs of what is happening. It is suddenly clearer why a company from Spain called Sintra wants to be the gatekeeper on this new highway structure. Sintra is a subsidiary of Ferrovial, the Spanish transportation company founded by multi-billionaire Rafael de Pino, who is one of the richest people in the world.
A multi-billionaire? What is he doing in Congress and trying to manipulate policy. What? Oh, let me rewind that. That was crazy.
Rafael, Spanish transportation company founded by multi-billionaire Rafael de Pino, who is one of the richest people in the world. Sintra already operates the Chicago Skyway, one of the nodes along the way here, under a 99-year concession, and is planning development of the Trans-Texas Corridor, which is another part of this plan. Sintra is a 50-50 partner with SICARII Infrastructure Group, an Australian investment bank, in another place in America called Indiana. Where
Whoa, wait a minute. Did y'all hear that?
50-50 partner with SICARII Infrastructure Group, an Australian
So they have an Australian infrastructure group bidding on this particular project. Whoa.
investment bank in another place in America called Indiana, where the Indiana Turnpike, can you believe this, has been leased to a foreign interest? And
Did you hear that? American soil and its structures are leased to a foreign interest. Why? We have all the money. We have all the power. Australia is 4,000 miles away at least. What are they doing in America with any type of projects? Why? Because they're part of the Axis powers. America, England, Australia. Who else? Germany now, France. Go ahead.
told that Ohio, the state that I represent, might be the next state to unwisely rent one of its major assets to a foreign nation. Human Events magazine recently,
and that's how they're gonna do it. They're not gonna have like American troops and things like that going against its own people, even though it could happen with FEMA and not FEMA, but because FEMA is more international, but it is based in America. But that's where the UN comes in. Slovakia, the UN is going to take over with foreign troops, and they're going to be the ones with no conscience killing American citizens at that time.
recently had this description. It said the North American Super Corridor Coalition is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to developing this international integrated multimodal transportation system.
International transportation system. Why? This is America. Of course, we know people ship to America and they have American trucks delivered across the country, not foreign people investing in America having access to it. But as we know, like you said, this is Mexico. They have 3 different chutes in Mexico. I'm going to show another map because this ain't a good map. This is blurry as hell still, but you can still see the veins of it. You know what I mean? It's not all across the world. It's only in the central, spreading out through Canada, things like that.
Along the international mid-continent trade and transportation.
And why is it only here though? Up through Texas, Oklahoma, probably Kansas, Indiana, things like that, because that's America's breadbasket where they have all the crops and the wheat and things like that. Just like Ukraine. Ukraine produces a lot of the world's wheat, which is what's necessary for food production. Go ahead.
Corridor. Where does that sentence say anything about the United States? And imagine if this corridor is then leased to foreign interests, who then charge tolls. This can displace every other major transportation system that we have if this is locked in piece by piece, and we have plenty of evidence that that is exactly what is going on already as an underpinning to this agreement that's being called security and prosperity. They are so...
Security and prosperity for who? And as you can see, this video says what? 75 years to build. They've been building this already. And like I said, the other video I was going to show you, they actually had somebody go into the courtroom. I think it was a female lawyer or something like that. And she was presenting some information that she found. And guess what happened right when she walked out the courtroom? Got assassinated.
Filthy rich off the investments they are making globally. They don't care about you. They don't care about this country. They don't care about where you come from. And my friends, they don't care about democracy.
Hey, the Edomites exposing Esau, Satan casting out Satan. We're not surprised. But I seen your comment, KO. I appreciate the donation, y'all. Watching my shirt with that. The link you sent. Where you send the link at? I don't see no link. I don't see no link that you sent, so I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. KOI Israelites. What link are you talking about? You probably can't post a link in here because I don't see it in the chat. You're gonna have to send it to me on Instagram or something or Facebook. Ain't no link in the chat, brother. But yeah, man, y'all, like people got to really start, being aware of what's going on, because these politicians ain't no good. And like I said, most of them are already bought and paid for the most part. That lady that I just showed you, she's the Edomite, whatever, but she knows what the future holds if that goes through. You know what I mean? But we know it's all the Most High's doing that's going to occur. But yeah, I don't see no link, brother. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to send it to me on Facebook if you got me on Facebook. I don't have no problem going into the information that you posted or that you have. But anyways, does it have to do with what's my Facebook name? Facebook name is exactly what it shows on the screen, the YHWH. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if you added me officially. What's your name, Khalil? Okay. Salakia. See what his brother's. All right, let me go on my Facebook and pull this up, because this might be the video I was researching. Actually, it does look like it. Actually, this brother, I don't know why it didn't pull up. I think this might be the same video I was referring to. So let's see real quick. Let's see. The hell? What's wrong with this thing? I can't go into my own links. What the hell is going on? Oh, here we go. It was lagging. Salakia, y'all. Let's pull this up, and we're gonna share this video with y'all, because this actually looks exactly like the video I'm familiar with. This is why. Hold on, let me just real quick. This is a longer video, but I might let this video play, because this is dope. Like I said, this is a dope video. Am I sharing my screen? Nope. Okay. This might be the video I'm looking for, because like I said, I saw this a while ago, and this just blew me away. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, fair use, fair use. This is our thoughts, comments on these videos have already been produced. It's public domain, but hey, all we doing is just sharing. You can watch it at your own comfort of your own home, but guess what? You watch it on SICARII San Francisco with the Akim and the sisters. You know, we learning together, we growing together, and we getting right together. You know what I mean? So let's go into this video. Fair use, fair use. Oh yeah, this is the video. Yep, this is a video. This is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. This is crazy. It's 9 minutes, but I'm gonna stop and explain a little along the way as well. So y'all don't just watch it like it's a movie or something. Texas Trans Corridor Superhighway. Hey, you gonna see they've been planning this for a while. You gonna see it. So the president speaks on it, things like that. And this is how you know they're all two wings of the same bird.
We do have Dr. Jerome Corsi joining us. They are going ahead with the North American Union.
Uh-oh, Alex Jones. Everybody thinks Alex Jones is crazy, but he's been an insider for a while.
NAFTA Superhighway program, despite telling the public that first it didn't exist, and then the legislature shot it down twice. It affects the entire nation. It begins down in Mexico through Texas up into Canada. They even have the whole highway planned out with the highway markers for all the way into Canada. But then when you talk about it, they say it doesn't exist. They've been building the NAFTA Superhighway from Mexico into Texas and up into Oklahoma. It's all over the news here, and they go on CNN over the years. I've played the clips and go, Ron Paul isn't saying there is no Trans-Texas Corridor, NAFTA Superhighway, when it's all Department of Transportation and publicly admitted and billboards up everywhere. Then they go, it doesn't exist. And then they say, oh, we're not going to build it now. And then they sign an order and bring it back in, even though the legislature said no, because they're having the states go and pay for it with taxpayer money. And then the globalists get the tax money off the toll roads. Dr. Jerome Corsi is going to join us for the balance of the hour, and I appreciate him coming on. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into his article where Perry is still doing public-private partnerships, Trans-Texas, NAFTA Superhighway in pieces. And people say, I was on Mancal yesterday, and he said, well, why is it important if it's in Texas? He was asking a rhetorical question. He knew why. A really smart guy, Eric Muller. And I said, Eric, there's 40-plus major interstate highways, another 40 other corollary roads that they, in the official Department of Transportation documents, say they want to take over, put taxes on, and fund the North American Union with. And it's an artery right down to the Pacific side of Mexico, with the biggest port now in the hemisphere to bring in Chinese goods. And it's an international corridor, like the Romans used roads to control things. And I made the film Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement, almost 3 hours long. About 30 minutes of it is on this subject. And it shows Bush giving speeches saying we've merged the North American Union with the EU, all the agreements. I mean, we're already way down the hole here. So all of that's going on. And that's what this is about. We're already under a North American Union. But the states twice voted it down. Texas is the main funding artery to fund it all the way up into Canada. They've got mile markers all the way to Canada. It's marked for mile markers all the way for something like 2,000 miles. But they just call it the I-35 shoot-around outside Austin. But it goes all the way to San Antonio. It's there. And CNN, I played the clips, you've seen it, would say Ron Paul 4 years ago is insane. There is no Texas Superhighway. There is no Trans-Texas Corridor. We had billboards all over the state with a cowboy going, I like the Trans-Texas Corridor and paying tolls. And they had ads going, yeah, it's Trans-Texas Corridor. Texas is proud to be part of the NAFTA Superhighway system. I'd go to movies and see ads before the movies going, Texas is a proud part of the North American Union. I appreciate all you're doing. Meanwhile, we go, hey, we don't want this. It doesn't exist. And that's a psychological warfare term called gaslighting. And Dr. Corsi can break this down. He, of course, has worked for the State Department and national security and classified areas. He has a Harvard PhD in political science. He's worked for, Fortune, top mega banks, you name it. I'm not going to go over his whole bio. He's got, 3 or 4 #1 New York Times bestsellers. Dr. Corsi, how bad is it? It's even worse than I thought it would be. What is your take? Why is it moving so quickly? I mean, it is like the dam has broken.
Well, I think, I don't know if y'all pay attention, but supposedly they let Alex Jones back on Twitter recently, which is, hey, I used to watch Alex Jones way back in the day when I was going into my conspiracy theory phase before I was in the truth. So I'm familiar with most of all this stuff already, but I'm just showing this to y'all because this is the backdrop of what the future holds for America if Esau has his way. You know what I mean?
It's the rush to the finish line. I think the New World Order sees an opportunity. With the article I wrote in the WorldNet Daily, WND, just over the holidays, it's clear that Governor Perry, with the Trans-Texas Corridor, that it's back. I mean, I researched it and found that now there's something like $20 billion in road work underway.
$20 billion in road work underway. Have we heard of that in the news at all? Of course we haven't.
Throughout Texas on these public-private partnerships. That's the key idea, the public-private partnership. In other words, and typically three of these deals I looked at in particular, this State Highway 130 near San Antonio, extensions of I-35 around Dallas-Fort Worth, Cintra, C-I-N-T-R-A in Spain, which was the company that was going to do the full development of the Trans-Texas Corridor, the 4,000 miles that Governor Perry proposed before we exposed it, and they had to withdraw the plan in disgrace.
Interesting. So they exposed the plan, they had to withdraw it. Why would they do that if it's nothing to hide? Like what? Like it's just America's road building, right? No.
But the Cintra is going to build these highways on 50-year leases, where, for instance, let's say Cintra puts up
50-year leases. What? Oh my God! This ain't the video I was referring to, but it's essentially the information. But there's another video that I saw similar, but it goes into like how people were dying around it, and they basically bombed I don't want to say bombed, but basically sabotaged one of the what's it called? Basically they sabotaged and destroyed a highway. They put bombs under like a pillar highway and bombed and destroyed it so they can build this NAFTA superhighway in its place. It was crazy. I'm gonna see if I can find it though.
$5 billion. The state of Texas subsidizes with $1 billion. Cintra builds the extension to the road. Now they're doing it piece by piece. And Cintra gets to run the toll road for 50 years on a 50-year lease. And Cintra in Spain collects the tolls from the motorists driving in Texas. And again, this was something that Governor Perry said he'd put an end to. 2009, there was a pledge to end the Trans-Texas Corridor with Cintra.
Well, don't forget, you've seen the clips where the CNN just said it didn't even exist.
Right, exactly. I mean, they're still denying that any of this planning exists, or that, you know, Winnipeg up in Canada has been declared by Prime Minister Harper to be an inland port, and they're building the same infrastructure.
What's incredible is the meetings, the maps, all of it's 100% public, and then they first announced it even in Time Magazine, and then when we don't like it, they go, "You're crazy, that doesn't exist."
Well, they deny it. They laugh about it. If you remember up in Montebello in Canada, when they were asked, Harper and Bush, and at that time the president of Mexico, three of them meeting in the Security and Prosperity Partnership, if there was going to be a NAFTA superhighway that was going to combine the three nations in this continent, North America, into an international transportation system. And Harper laughed at it and he said, "Oh yes, it may be intraplanetary." And then of course he comes out and announces that Winnipeg is going to be an inland port, and that the government of Canada is committed to building an international transportation structure that ties into trade in China.
And I know Dr. Corsi's been on this even more than I have, but watching in Texas, they don't even follow their agreements. In fact, most of the new toll road stuff is built off existing toll roads on roads they're not even supposed to put them on. They break the law and do that. Bush signed an executive order. I guess they say that makes it all right. I guess they could sign an executive order saying the moon was made of cheese. And then most of these new roads get paid for with taxpayer money, and then Cintra just gets the money. But I want to get into that, and that's why I originally asked the guys to get you on, Dr. Corsi, and I appreciate you coming on. But what about the overall? I want to go back into it. I know you're focused on this now, but take on that. I want to go back into the NAFTA superhighway because it ties in to this tactic now that those of us that are awake go, this is ridiculous and discrediting that they announced there's no global government being formed, but in hundreds of financial papers, they brag how they're forming a world government run by private banks. So why are they doing that? Well, because we're informed. The general public, folks, doesn't know where their state capital is.
Hypocrisy and the lying of the New World Order and this Bill Ayers left, that Obama left, has never been greater. They're lying about everything, saying, oh no, we don't have a NAFTA superhighway. There's no public-private partnerships here. Then you look and you find there's $20 billion of deals that Governor Perry has signed with with Centra and Spain.
No, they bragged in the AP years ago. They said Perry's just going ahead in chunks. I mean, it's not a secret. They just laugh at us. Incredible. Just stay there, Doc. We got to go to break. I want to come back and get.
But the advantage we've got is the truth. And I think if we keep going back to it, I mean, every one of the articles I write, Alex, I footnote. I've got all kinds. You can go look at the original sources. That's what made the articles of the North American Union going back to when I was writing the late great USA in 2005, 2006 so powerful, was I linked to their own documents, the government's own documents.
Well, that's pretty much all she wrote. Like I said, that's not the video I wanted to show. But like I said, it's similar in reference to the picture. Actually, let me actually go back. Actually, I wanted to show. But the picture was clearer there. But this is what they're gonna have from Mexico all the way through, way up to Canada. So it's only about 5 or 6 routes, you know what I mean? And it's not for us, it's for international commerce. Like I said, Chinese goods, Australia has a plot, you know what I mean? And it's going to go all the way up through these different corridors to Canada, you know what I mean? Showing that America has plans to let America be took over pretty much by foreign entities. And you think it's only going to be for goods? You don't think it's going to be tied into the UN and things like that? FEMA camps, whatever the case may be? Because we know that the FEMA zones are already set up and planned. But, oops, I didn't want to do that. Stop sharing. But y'all get the drift. This guy. I feel like Alex Jones would be the one, those few Esau's to acknowledge who we are. Alex Jones has actually said that those aren't the real Jews over there, for sure. He has said that. And I think he has said that black people are the real Jews, but I'm not too familiar as far as the quote's concerned. But either way, that's pretty much the gist of the videos I wanted to show y'all. And it ties into Satan's devices and having a great wrath coming down. He has but a short time. And obviously the time isn't necessarily on our time. It's mostly Esau and things like that. Where's the other blue letter tab I had? Salakia. Oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Yeah, we know Esau's wicked as hell. So, yeah, appreciate the video though, KOI, but that wasn't the video I was referring to, even though that was a clear picture, which is what I was wanting to see and show. But like the other videos, like I said, it shows how the people that were going against it, the lady that went to the court, she died like right after she left the courthouse and got killed by a random gunman that was walking down the street. Crazy. Never found him. Never found that guy. Then, like I said, they destroyed that bridge or the overpass, whatever the case may be. It's crazy how wicked they can get. You know what I mean? But let's just go into the Bible, because this is about the Israelites for the most part. And like I said, we know what to avoid in reference to what we're talking about. But the overall objective right now was, like I said, just to know what not to do, which is be in sin. You know, who wants to read moving forward? Isaiah 55:6.
I can read, like you said, Isaiah 55 and 6. Unless you want to read the car.
Yeah, he's just taking up space.
Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
Mm-hmm.
Call ye upon him while he is near.
Call the Most High while he is near. Before the day of destruction, for the day of judgment, before you die. You know what I mean? Because we don't know if you're going to be regenerated in time before the end and things like that, before the nukes happen. Because obviously, if you're on the wrong side of the coin and you die, you're going to get raised up and thrown into the lake of fire. Or if we are in the time of the judgment, you're going to witness that fire and those nukes hit America. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 7, let the wicked forsake his way.
Let the wicked forsake his way.
And the unrighteous man his thoughts.
Go ahead.
And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him. And
that's the key. You return to the Lord so he can have mercy upon you. So you don't have to be a part of the FEMA cam aspect and things like that. You know what I mean? You don't have to do anything like that because you'll be under the Most High's protection. And that's what it says in Psalms as well. Let me get that actually. I don't have to pull it up because you're already on excuse me. We're already looking at the blue letter. I'm just gonna go on my other screen. Psalms 61 and 3. For thou hast been a shelter for me and a strong tower from the enemy. That's how the Most High feels once you're under his grace and protection. You know what I mean? And we know we want to endure to the end as well. But in the midst of that, wiggling through the nonsense of America and how the Most High, or something, how Esau wants to catch people up in traps and have people scared and things like that. If you have the faith of a mustard seed and are doing the will of the Most High, which is the commandments, more than likely you'll be on the right side of the coin. But if you're not, like I said, guess what? You're gonna go through all the hell and all the affliction. Especially if you're pretending to be in the truth and portraying yourself as an Israelite and still doing wicked things on the back end behind closed doors. Is that it?
And he will have mercy upon him and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon.
He will abundantly pardon. And that's what it's referenced in New Testament, where it says, if we do sin, we have an advocate with the Father. The elect are going to have an advocate because guess what? They're not going to be the ones sitting at will. They're going to be the ones treading carefully, having prudence, studying the word, having that spiritual sense, not to go off other people to do so. You know what I mean? Because the elect aren't going to be the ones caught up in the destruction. They might have to be beheaded for the most part, because it does say that as well. But the elect are going to be the ones saved first as the first fruits of the Most High in the government of YHWH. But go to well, you can see my screen, can't you? Go to the next verse on the screen. Isaiah 1:18 to 20.
Isaiah 1:18. Come now and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
Go ahead.
Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool.
Exactly. So eventually we're going to get cleansed. We're going to be white as snow, meaning what? We're going to be clean as a people. We're going to be holy, separate as we should. And that's the goal for our people. Go ahead.
If ye be willing and obedient,
if ye be willing and obedient. Because why? This is the Most High's way of making it seem like we have the choice to do things, because he put it in our in our people to take hold of the covenant and agree to the covenant. And we're supposed to have that play out. But we already know the Most High controls everything. And if he wants you to be right, he's going to make you right. You know what I mean? But at the same time, our people are so stiff-necked and hard-hearted. That's why the only elect in the 1/3 are going to be taken out first or after the destruction. If we're willing and obedient, the people that want to get right for themselves and for their families. Read.
If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land.
You shall eat the good of the land. Go ahead.
But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword.
If we refuse and rebel, we're going to be devoured with the sword. Like it says in Deuteronomy 30, choose life. You know what I mean? That's what it's referencing. Because he gave us, quote unquote, a semi-option, even though we know it's an option. Choose life. If you be willing and obedient, we're going to be positive. If you don't, you're going to be devoured with the sword, which is what's happened over the course of 3,000 years or plus. Go ahead.
For the mouth of the Lord has spoken it.
For the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. Go to the next verse, 1 Samuel 12, 19 to 23. Because this is our job, you know what I mean? Not necessarily just teaching our people, just living it out, walking the walk. Shalom, Hosea. Like I said, you'll hear this in 17 minutes, I guess. You know, but appreciate it, brother. And like I said, like and share the video still. I'm not on the YouTube. I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see the YouTube likes and things like that. But either way, get the likes and shares up if necessary. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. But keep going. All right, go to the next verse, Salaki.
1 Samuel 12 and 19. And all the people said unto Samuel, pray for thy servants unto the Lord thy God, that we die not. For we have added unto all our sins this evil.
Go ahead.
To ask us a king. And Samuel said unto the people, fear not, ye have done all this wickedness, yet turn not aside from following the Lord. But
go ahead. Yeah, so he's basically saying, even though you've done wickedness, don't let this continue. Don't turn aside from the Most High Yahweh. Go ahead.
But serve the Lord with all your heart.
But serve the Lord with all your heart. Think about it. Dwell on the Most High. Dwell on the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what the fringes are about, reminding you of the laws as well. But it's like I said, this is more of a spiritual reference because your heart is your mind in the Bible. Go ahead.
And turn ye not aside.
And don't turn aside. Go ahead.
For then should ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain.
Exactly. If you go aside, it's going to be for things that are vain and ain't going to profit you in the long run. It's not going to get you on that chariot. It's not going to deliver you in a time of trouble. You know what I mean? Our people got to get that through their minds. Just because you in the truth don't mean you have a guaranteed seat. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 22. For the Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake.
Exactly. So if you do wickedly, you're going to get judged accordingly. But like I said, if you're willing and obedient, we're going to be the people that are going to be under that grace and protection. Go ahead.
Because it had pleased the Lord to make you his people.
It pleased the Most High to choose Israel. Out of everybody that he made, he chose Israel, the chosen bloodline, the greatest people on the earth. Go ahead.
That was, you said 22, right? Or no?
23.
Moreover, as for me, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord.
Yeah, this is Samuel. God forbid that I should sin against the Lord. This madness for me to do that. Go ahead.
In ceasing to pray for you. But I will teach you the good and the right way.
Exactly. Samuel's like, man, I got to teach you the good and right way because I'm the priest of God. I'm a Levite. I'm gonna pray for you, even though we've been doing all this wickedness. That's what we got to do for our people. We can't just write them off, even though you might be frustrated with certain people. You know what I mean? Some people might be too far gone, and we, like you say, like how it says in Titus, you talk to certain people. After 2 or 3 admonitions, reject them. All right, hey, I had enough. I can't get through to you. Maybe the Most High gonna have to deal with you now. There's those situations, but we can't stop praying for our people, like Kanye and Kyrie and Cat Williams, that, as we know, people that speak the truth to power for the most part. Even our celebrities that we think that we know sold out for the most part, they still have an opportunity at the end of the day. Are they going to do it? Who knows? Are we entertained by them? Hey, cool, that's fine. But their soul is in limbo, dealing with those Amalekites at that time, at that level. But guess what? Unless they pass away, or unless they blaspheme the Holy Spirit, which maybe they've done in behind the scenes, who knows? But that's up to the Most High. You know, he can have mercy upon who he has mercy on. But our job is to keep on the right path for ourselves and be an example and be a light to our own people. And then eventually, like I said, once we're out of captivity, we'll be a light to these filthy heathens. Give me the next one.
I had a precept too.
What you got?
I got 2nd Ezra 14 and 13. Yes, it says, so now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people.
Go ahead.
Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
Renounce corruption. Go ahead.
Let go from the mortal thoughts. Away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature.
Put off the weak nature.
And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. And haste.
Go ahead.
And hasty to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Exactly. Greater things that we haven't seen have been done hereafter, mainly talking about salvation for the most part. Go ahead. Is that it?
Verse 17, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age. So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
Exactly. Everything's going to get worse before it gets better. You know what I mean? We already had the prophecy in the 2nd Ezra as well, where people are going to be warning against their own neighbors because of despair, shortage of food, and things like that. That's already prophesied. So what end are you going to be on? You going to be prepared? Like, we have no problem. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, don't stock up on food and water." Like, I mean, me personally, I plan on doing that. I'm not dumb. I know it's not going to be our saving grace, because who knows how long it's going to last as far as any type of tribulation, things like that. But I'm not going to set myself up for failure. Like we said before, or like I said before about prudence. Let me go to that verse, actually. It's Proverbs 22, I believe.
And 3?
Yeah, Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. What's the definition of prudence? Let's look it up real quick. Let's look up the definition of prudence. Matter of fact, let me show you all this. Share screen. Prudence. I already pulled it up for y'all. The quality of being prudent, cautiousness. Let's go down. Well, I guess I don't have another definition. What the hell? Wisdom. Judgment. I wouldn't say it's judgment. Good judgment. All right, I know what it's talking about, judgment in context. Good judgment mean, like, if you see something, okay, let me just look this way and, slow down, like in traffic. Okay, I see an accident ahead or a blockade or some construction. Guess what? You're not going to be stuck in traffic forever if you have somewhere to go. You're going to take a detour. Okay, let me go this way and move around, that type of thing. So it's referencing in the Bible, the prudent, or a prudent man foreseeth the evil. What's the evil? What we just showed you. I just showed you the videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the blue letter it says sensible.
Exactly, sensible. That's what it's going into, being sensible, having good sense on the future, especially if we know destruction is coming to America, mainly the nukes. Like, how are you going to escape that? How are you going to escape the food shortages? How are you going to escape not having clean water to drink? How are you going to escape if they knock at your door with FEMA soldiers? You know what I mean? All that stuff plays a part. That all goes into prudence, thinking ahead, having that good judgment. Okay, let me buy this now and store it up for later. You know what I'm talking about? But let me share my screen again. So let me go back to the blue letter, the other blue letter. I only got a few more verses, like I said. But like I said, I'm not trying to be on here forever. It's already been almost 2 hours, or at least an hour and a half, because I did let it start for a little bit late. But anyways, is that it?
Yeah,
How can you do it here? Well, it's on the bottom of the screen. Hashtag, or excuse me, SICARII San Francisco. Because it's what do I want to say? Oh, if you donate to YouTube, YouTube takes 30%, and obviously this channel is not getting views like that, so it's not that much money overall. So if you want to send it directly to the Cash App, that's well appreciated, brother. Lou M, if you're a man, for sure. Slakia. This guy. I already have my 100-pound backpack survival kit just waiting on my solar panels. Hey, man. All I'm gonna say is keep it to yourself, brother. Don't tell on yourself and let Esau get an idea what's going on in your household. You know what I mean? Because I've been buying stuff for a while. They don't know what I got. And I'm gonna buy some more things. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the Cash App. The SICARII Cash App is on the bottom of the screen. Like I said, it's in the chat. SICARII SF Cash App. Because SICARII has its own Cash App. But yeah, our particular Cash App is on the screen at the bottom, scrolling. But yeah, Tazak, where was you at?
I got the next verse.
Go ahead.
Psalms 143 and 10.
Read.
Teach me to do thy will. For thou art my God. Thy spirit is good. Lead me into the land of uprightness.
Lead me into the land of uprightness. How? By doing the Most High's will. We got to be taught the Most High's will, especially since we forgot our heritage. Even though our people, most people in the chat already know what's going on. You know what I mean? This is a nationwide thing. We can't be singular. We can't be individualites, as Deacon calls it. We can't be worried about ourselves. We got to be worried about our nation. You know what I mean? Even though, like I said, we see people in the world and we're like, damn, these people are bugged the hell out. You know, giving them the game, giving them the information. We don't know what the Most High is going to do after that. You know what I mean? Planting the seed. As I always say, when Chief told this story before, Alazar Benoya, chief priest, he was like, man, I was telling my sister for a while. It took her 8 years to get with it. You know what I mean? Or at least start to proceed in the walk, if I'm quoting him correct. 8 years. Just imagine. But it's up to the Most High for the most part. Like I said, that's his own sister. But people that are strangers to you, what do they have to do to, you know, go into this walk? Especially if they don't see you every day. Probably get one chance to see people at camp ever. That's where you got to take advantage of the teaching moment. You know what I mean? Our job is to teach people the truth, and being able to articulate it, go into the precepts, break down the Bible, dispel certain doctrines. All that's a skill that you got to learn over time. But like I said, you got to be a perfect representation on your own terms. You know what I mean? So like I said, our job is to do exactly what we're doing right now, as far as what I do and SICARII does, teach our people on the street corners, online, as we go throughout life. Because, like I said, everybody isn't built um, for teaching for the most part. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we do have to try still, and our job is from the Most High through YHWH, following in His footsteps. And like I said, we don't know when things are going to end, but guess what? The more we do it, the closer we are. And thwada to Luis Mendez for the donation. James, Jay, I think, Jay Dubs, I believe, he sent a donation. The good sister Teresa, $2 holla, appreciate it, sister. And like I said, anybody can support the ministry as they please. It's not required, but anything helps. And appreciate you too, Hard to Beat Gad. We need our Gadites in this thing for sure. We don't run into you as often, but we are brothers and sisters there on reservations and scattered throughout the Canada and things like that as well. Where was you at, Tazak? That's the last verse, Salakia.
You want Psalms?
We know what the will is, but you can just go ahead and read it.
Psalms 40:8. I delight to do thy will, oh my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart.
The Most High's will is the laws of God. And that's why eventually in the kingdom, all nations are going to be coming to Israel to learn from us. I don't know why Christians want to say, we don't have to keep law no more, but in the kingdom, we're going to keep the law. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. You know what I mean? But there's no marvel. Christians don't know a damn thing. But anyways, is that it?
I don't know if you wanted me to. I had a precept. I had Matthew 7:21 in the NLT.
Hold on. Shalom family. Growing up in Brooklyn was like a 15-minute city. All we needed was 2 blocks north, west, east, and south till I got 8. Then I found out there was more out there than I got in trouble with this guy. Hey man, when you're a kid, you're not allowed to go too far from your house, so I understand that. But as an adult, you got to travel, pay bills, buy things. You know what I mean? So I'm understanding of that, brother Roland. But yeah, go ahead.
So this is Matthew 7:21 in the NLT. Not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven will enter. On judgment day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and performed many miracles in your name. But I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's laws.
Go in.
I mean, it's basically saying, like, we have many people, especially our people that are like, delved into Christianity, talking about they out here talking in tongues or casting out demons, or just our people out here like it says in Titus, where it says our people do it for filthy lucre's sake, right? And it's always people that say they claim they know the Father, right? And like truly love Him, but yet they don't actually do the will of the Father, which is keeping the commandments. And they actually, I think it's in James. What is it? James 5:20. If I can get that real quick, where it says, I seen Hassad bring this out one time.
What does it say?
It's so it says, let him know that he which converted the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins.
Yeah, let me pull that up. What is it? James 5:20?
Con.
Yeah, it says that in the Old Testament too, actually. I'm gonna get that next. I'm gonna get that next because it says that in the Old Testament actually. James 5:20. I just wanted people to see it, like I said, because we've reading it and it's not on the screen. But go ahead.
Yeah, so it's James 5:20. Let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins.
That's right. That's 100% right. Converting a soul is prime for people that's in the truth that already know what's going on. That's why it's so vital for brothers and sisters that know the truth, especially the brothers, like brothers that's not on the line and outside. Like, why not? Like, you're the leader of the community at this point, especially spiritually. You know what I mean? Our people got to be able to put their boots on the ground and teach our people. You don't have to be in a camp to do it. You know what I mean? But you have to put in some type of work, put your brick in, even if it's late. You know what I mean? But I don't know if people are just scared. People are, I don't know what to call it. I don't know. Just they don't think they have to do it. They think they're going to be labeled as a camp, or they don't want to be on the watch list, whatever the case may be. But here's the thing: like, Most High don't give you the spirit of fear. If you don't do something, do it to the fullest, because we know it's going to take everyone that's in the truth to get up out of this place, camp or not, being righteous. Because 144,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but the way the 2/3 are showing out, it's kind of like, damn, like who is righteous in this place? Like who is sincere about this thing? You know what I mean? But
I had another precept too.
What'd you have?
James 4:17.
Go ahead.
So it's James 4:17. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. Like basically how you said, like, you know, if it's brothers out here that know that they have to go out there because we're commanded in Deuteronomy 18 to go out there and work like as men, and you're not doing that, then that'll be considered sin because, you know, YHWH, he's the word of God, so we're supposed to actually listen to what he actually says.
Exactly. You got the right idea. Let me see. Oh yeah, I wanted to get that in Psalms. What was I looking for? Psalms 51. No, it's not Psalms 51. Salagia. Keep going. You have something else?
Yeah, I mean, I got something else. I got John 5:45.
Go ahead.
Because you know how we come across like a lot of our brothers and sisters, and they try to say like, oh, I believe in Christ, and then I think I don't know, I think I might have heard Zeal or Hazab bring this out in camp, because they say they claim to obey, you know, the words of Christ, but then here it says, you want me wait till you bring it up, or
what was he gonna say?
No, I was gonna say like, you want me to just read the scripture, or
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm looking for something still.
Yeah, so this is John 5:45. This is red letter. This is YHWH. This is, do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom ye trust. For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words?
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's another cut. You know what I mean? Like that, we have to keep the law.
That's a fact. So yeah, it was Psalms 51 actually. I just thought it read differently. Salakia. Psalms 51 and 13. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. That's our job. Once you're right in the mind, once you know what the law says, once you start keeping it sincerely in spirit, you're going to teach transgressors your way and convert sinners unto the Most High. That's our job. And that's why we bring out, what's the other one? Jude 1. All right, it's only one chapter in Jude. So yeah, let me just go there. Jude 1 and 22, I believe. 21. Jude 1 and 21. Keep yourselves in the love of God. We know what that is, keeping the laws. Looking for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ unto eternal life. Eternal life isn't talking about living forever. It's just being in the kingdom, not having anybody rule over us. And of some have compassion, making a difference, having compassion on our people. You see somebody with Down syndrome or crippled or things like that. We can't just make fun of them and think they're not suited to listen and learn. But we have compassion on top of people that are going through hardships, hard times. But it says what? And others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. What's the garment spotted by your flesh? How your mind works, how your mind works and thinks of evil things, and you do those things, pursue those things. Excuse me. That's your garment spotted by your flesh. Your mind that makes you do sin. And it says we can save people by fear by telling them, hey, you better get right before you die. You know what I mean? And it's not that hard to do, but like I said, it's up to the Most High to actually pull that off. And basically allow people to open their eyes and see with the spirit. But that's what I wanted to get into. Let me go back to the lesson, because we've been on for a little bit of time. And like I said, I don't have too many verses left, but go to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3.
Dakar, did you want to get that?
Con, I got that.
All of a sudden.
Con, this is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon go ahead.
No, I say go ahead.
Oh, come. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
They shall not escape. Go ahead.
Verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of night nor of darkness.
Hold on, where'd you end up at? I just told you to read 3.
Oh, Con, you were telling me to keep going, but that was 5 after I ended.
Yeah, that's all I wanted was 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And that goes into the first, or not the first video, but the one that had the gray state with the FEMA camp stuff and all that type of stuff. They're going to have a threshold of, people that are going to be like, oh, come here for safety and food and shelter. And guess what? You're going to go in there and put a chip in you. They're going to tell you you can't go nowhere. You're going to be in a 15-minute city or worse in a FEMA camp. And they're going to control everything you do. And then you're going to be in a world of hurt. You know what I mean? Kind of how people aren't worried about the whole Ukraine situation. But guess what? That's going to lead to World War III, which is already prophesied. But keep going to the last one.
Keep going to the last Habakkuk.
Yeah.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and starting at verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith.
The just shall live by faith. That's our job. The just is what, when you look at it in the Greek, it's talking about a law keeper. And we know the soul is lifted up is talking about the Edomites, even though this actually is a context of this is Habakkuk is talking about Babylon for the most part, but it does coincide with today's time with Esau. But go ahead.
Gone. Verse 5.
And the time obviously is all these prophecies that's written. This place will be destroyed, as saith the Most High. Read.
Verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death.
And is as death. Why? Because when you read Revelation 6 about the horsemen, it says, what? Behold, a pale horse. And it's talking about the whole Edomite structure of them going over here and killing people, bringing death. It's the same thing for the most part. Because they're as death, just like this prophecy is. Go ahead.
Is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people.
That's what happened. America's a melting pot. Come here and get ahead in life. Everybody except for the Israelites for the most part, unless you sell out. The people that work hard, we don't know that. I'm not going to say people don't work hard for their bucks and their wealth and things like that, as far as our people are concerned. But they're not in the right spirit. They're not keeping the laws of God doing that. They're not helping out their own. They're not building for their own. Or help build, that is. You know what I mean? Those are individualites that aren't in the truth. Like I said, are we looking for handouts for the most part? Not necessarily. But, do we need financial assistance at this particular level? Of course we do. But go ahead.
Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a tainting proverb against him, and say,
read,
and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
We know that happened in America. He increased that which is not his. The land, the gold, the wealth, the policies, the whole government structure built up, this concrete jungle that's known as America. We're not supposed to be living on concrete. We're supposed to be living in forests and, thriving vegetation, if you want to call it that. You know what I mean? I think I brought this out a while ago. Well, I don't know if I brought it out on live or on the video, but I remember saying this. Matter of fact, I don't want to show it up. Let's keep reading. I'm gonna look forward while you talking.
How long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for bodies unto them, booties unto them.
Yeah, booties is referencing more riches and obviously things like that. So actually, no, go back, go up to
verse 6.
Yeah, go back. You skipped the part because I was looking for something real quick. But go ahead.
This is verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a tainting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yeah, let's see what it says in the Hebrew here. Hold on. Let's go to the Hebrew for what is that?
Verse 6.
2 and 6, yeah. Let's see what it means where it says laying himself with thick clay. Let's share this part. Strong's. So like Strong's H 5671. Huh?
Slovakia.
Strong's H 5671 for thick clay. Weight of pledges, heavy debts. Thick clay, something pledged, collectively pawned goods. So America is what? In debt to damn near everybody, even though it doesn't look like it. We're spending billions and trillions of dollars, losing money as well. China owns a lot of our debt. That's why when you've seen that NAFTA highway, it said what type of goods were coming in at that time? China. What type of roadway was it? An international roadway for goods, and from Australia have a bid in. It's going to be for other international parties that aren't American. So of course we owe them money, but the ultimate debt is from our people. You know what I mean? Our people are in debt, spiritually and financially, dealing with this damn devil, spinning our wheels at regular jobs. You know what I mean? That's not living. This is a real oppressive state, because that's what the Romans did. The Romans didn't have us in chains like that. They just taxed us to hell and were killing us when we disobeyed and going against the grain. But let me go back. Let me go back to that. This is the last verse for the most part. Unless obviously I can go into something else, but this is all I had pulled up. I know it's when I played in videos and it's going to take a real while. But go ahead.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, picking up at verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations.
Yep, America spoiled many nations. We know that's for fact. They done went all over the world. Afghanistan, Iraq, Mexico, not really Europe. Europe have Africa for sure. They're all through Africa. They conquered a portion of China. They conquered a portion of India. Conquered Australia. What else haven't they done? Go ahead.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Exactly. They're going to spoil America eventually, starting with selling the goods back to us, even though, like I said, we do import things like that. But they're going to have the ultimate last laugh, because they're going to be selling all the goods to us, even though we're going to be buying in America. Most of the profits are going to go to those foreign countries. Read.
Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Exactly. People are going to be spoiling America through bloodshed, stealing things after they kill people. That's the name of the game, and that's actually the only thing America respects is war and money. That's it. That's why when we did the sit-ins back in the 60s and things like that, 70s, they had to respect it because they were losing money. We were blocking everything, the bus boycotts. That was for like over a year. They did it for over a year with the bus boycotts and things like that. And that worked in that particular reference, even though it was a sham. Like, it don't really mean nothing. But at that particular time, they thought they accomplished things by getting through to the oppressive white men at that time. But at the end of the day, we know for a damn sure they're not giving up no power to us because we are in captivity to them, things like that. So that's why the title says the time is now to get right with the owl, because guess what? Everything's not going to go as planned in America, and we got to get right and prepare for the worst and band together and plan together as well. You know what I mean? Don't put your business out online about your arsenal and your bug out bags and whatever the case may be. White people have that too. You know what I mean? It's not a secret. But our people got to get right spiritually first, so everything else can fall into place, and the Most High can protect us in that time frame from race wars and famine, as it says in the Bible. But that's pretty much all I got. Obviously, the Bible is vast. We can go in a lot more scriptures, but we've been on for over 2 hours, and I'm hungry. I ain't nothing all day. I woke up, got straight to the computer. You know what I mean? So, if anybody else has questions, what?
I was gonna say I got a couple precepts, Shatar.
Go ahead.
This is the book of SICARII, chapter 5, starting at verse 2 in the GNT. Don't think you have everything you want and spend your energy trying to get it. Don't think that no one can exercise authority over you. If you do, the Lord is certain to punish you. Don't think you can sin and get away with it. The Lord does not mind waiting to punish you. Don't be so certain the Lord's forgiveness that you go on committing one sin after another. Don't think his mercy is so great that he will forgive your sins no matter how many they are. He does show mercy, but he also shows furious anger with sinners. And this is the point. Verse 7. Come back to the Lord quickly. Don't think that you can keep putting it off. His anger can come upon you suddenly, and you will die under his punishment. So this goes to our people, like especially out on the street corner. They always tell us, they'll come back at another time. It's like, we're out there crying to them, saying that, we don't know how much time we have to get right with the Most High. So the time is to get right now. Don't put it off from day to day.
Exactly.
And then I had one more precept in the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, "For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?" Right. So that goes in more into this lesson, right? Through the Spirit. We can't put off from day to day. And if the righteous are scarcely going to be saved, if we're just putting it off, what is our end going to be?
Exactly. That's a good precept, like I said, because we know we've made a covenant with the Most High. Those of us in the know, in the truth, that's striving, we know we got to endure to the end, like I said before. So the rest of the people that don't think it's, going to be some type of, hardship moving forward, they think they're already saved and they don't believe in God and all these other doctrines and all this other madness, Kemet and Islam and the Catholic bug out we had a couple weeks ago, they're going to be in a world of hurt, thinking they already made it and thinking they already got the information down as far as the doctrine. It's madness. But any questions in the chat? I know y'all saying Shalom and all that, but what book is what, Teresa? How you gonna make avocado? How you make avocado?
She was talking about the verse.
What verse?
The one
I don't know what in the chat. He read 2 verses.
So what I read was the book of SICARII, chapter 5, verse 2 through 7 in the GNT, And then I also read book of First Peter, chapter 4, 17 through 18. Context, verse 12, but for the point, just for the quick point, I started at verse 17.
So yeah, we're taking questions for another 6 minutes or so, and we can just exit until next week. We might go into Islam next week, but I'm not sure. I'll think about it. Easy. Any questions? I'm mad I can't find out the video on the NAFTA video, but it's all good. It's been a while since I even went into that. The underbar. Teresa. Well, no questions. You got 4 minutes left.
Hey, Satar, were you gonna go over any of the other, the throwbacks like you did that first time?
It depends. I don't know what video to watch because most of them, I don't know what the best videos on our channel are, but I haven't really thought about that. Even though I could, but it just depends on what video.
Okay.
Definitely Joshua, on the bar. Three minutes left. Speak now, forever hold your peace. You know what I mean? All right, y'all just talking amongst yourselves in the chat, so I'm just gonna let time expire in 2 minutes, unless y'all have some questions. Shalom, shalom. Shalimar, all of a sudden, you ain't even been here the whole time talking about Shalom. But yeah, Shalom, I'm gonna be on Deacon's Live later.
Hey, Satar, I had a oh no, I had this video. I don't know if you want to watch it. I was thinking about sending it to Chief, but it's a video of this guy. His name is Tremaine Emery. I don't know if you heard of him. He was like Kanye's image consultant, and he's been having like, I don't know if you've seen. It's like a lot of people be wearing it. It's like a hoodie, and they got like a cotton wreath.
Oh, what?
It's like a cotton wreath. You know, like a little cotton wreath, like a cotton wreath. And then he talks about the systematic racism, like in like the industry, like the
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I'll send you the video. I don't know if you want to check it out.
Yeah, just hit it, send it later. Cause I had no idea what you're talking about. We're at the end of this video right now, so.
No, I'm saying like just for future reference, like I don't know if you want to cover it.
I don't know what you're talking about, so we have to talk about it later. But Shalom says you was driving. It's all good. I'm not saying you weren't here, but I didn't see you until just now. But anyways, the ones where the Christians come and debate you all are the best videos there. Hey, it happens all across the SICARII platforms and all camps, honestly. Because like I said, it's all about edification. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, Christians are just not that equipped. But hey, all we doing is doing what the Most High told us to do through the Spirit. And like I said, we got great teachers here at the SICARII. Obviously, we study on our own, things like that. Everybody's not at the same level, but you know, we all do our job and bat down bug outs. You know. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Lou. They only read what they're told to read, and through the lens what they're familiar with. So there's no what's the word? There's no real studying going on. You know what I mean? Pastors obviously have a little more knowledge, but they still don't hold a candle. You know what I mean? But anyways, if that's it, we're gonna close out. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Do so by Shem Mashiach Yahushai. And shalom till next Sunday. Meals of Zeal number 6 coming soon. We're gonna figure it out in the week. I'm gonna put the title up. Y'all can come back and tune in. Excuse me. Why don't more people know about Jacob and Esau? Because it's in the Old Testament. They don't worry about the Old Testament anymore. We're all one in Christ. So why would they worry about that? You know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna close out, Brother Lou. You can ask his questions on the channel moving forward next week. And like I said, we're gonna go in. But definitely appreciate y'all, brothers and sisters. Tune in to Deacons Live, probably another 2 hours or so. And keep the faith. Shalom.
Shalom.